Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NORDIN SYAKIRAH binti NORDIN from the IB4C. I'm from Diploma in International Business Semester 4 and my ID number is SIB 19051282. And I'm going to talk about Qatar. Marhaban bikum fi Qatar. So I'm going to briefly explain about the history of Qatar. Qatar was once controlled by the Sheikh of Bahrain, but in 1887, 1819, but in 1867, war broke out between the people and their absentee rulers. To keep the peace in the Persian Gulf, the British installed Muhammad ibn Thani al-Thani to keep the peace in the head of the leading Qatari family. As the region's ruler in 1893, the Ottoman troops made incursion into Qatar, but the emir successfully defeated them. In 1916, the emir agreed to allow Qatar to become a British protectorate, protectorate. And oil was discovered in the 1940s, bringing wealth to the country. In the 1950s and 1960s, about 85% of Qatar's income from exports comes from oil. Its people have one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. In 1971, Qatar was to join the other Emirates of the Turkish coast to become part of the United Arab Emirates, but both Qatar and Bahrain decided against the merger and instead formed independent nations. Qatar also is home of Al Jazeera, the immensely popular and controversial Arabic satellite television network. Um, Qatar introduced its first constitution on June 9, 2005. It guarantees freedom of expression, assembly, and religion and calls for a 55 seat per parliament. 30 of the seat will be filled in democratic election. The emir will appoint the remaining seats. And we're going to what is Qatar? I'm going to explain about what is Qatar. Qatar is actually a small Western Asian country whose power and wealth are definitely disproportionate to its size. But where is Qatar? Qatar is a peninsula in the east of Arabia, bordering the Persian Gulf and Saudi Arabia, in a strategic location near major petroleum deposits. Qatar occupies 11,437 km cube on a peninsula that extends approximately to 160 km north into the Persian Gulf from the Arabian Peninsula. What makes Qatar famous? So, Qatar is a World Bank high income economy backed by the world's third largest natural gas reserve and oil reserve. Okay, and there are dozens of countries around the world that are rich in oil, but they haven't done quite as well as Qatar from it. Qatar has been savvy with its liquid gold. It has kept back reserves so that it's never too badly hit by economic dips. OPEC figures shows that in 2016, it had 25,244 million barrels of crude oil in reserve and it export nearly 23 billion of petroleum. Qatar has also profited from having the world's largest natural gas supplies. The South North Dome gas condensate field was discovered off Qatar's coast in the early 1970s. Qatar shares the field with Iran, but with the support of international gas firms, it has exploited the field to become the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas. According to OPEC, it exported 130,324 billion cubic meters of liquid natural gas in 2016 and had 24,000 billion cubic meters in reserve. And Qatar citizens are amongst the highest paid in the world. The average annual salary in Qatar is around 129,000, and as employees don't pay tax on their earnings and receive so many additional benefits, the actual take-home pay is worth considerably more than the salary too. Expats to get a great pay deal here as well. The average expat IT manager, for example, takes home $15,733 a month. And more about Qatar. Um, the capital of Qatar is Doha. The capital is the eastern coastal city of Doha, Al-Dawah, which was once a center of for pearling and is home to most of the country's inhabitants. Radiating inland from its handsome corniche or seaside boulevard, Doha blends pre-modern architecture with new office buildings, shopping malls, and apartment complexes. Qatar stations draw on a nomadic past and practices that are centuries old, from hand-woven products to falconry. However, the country's population in urban and coastal its daily life is truly modern, and its rulers have sought to enhance civil liberties. The press is among the freest in the region, and though they are religious and traditional, Qataris pride themselves on their tolerance for the cultures and beliefs of others. On the status of the country's large expatriate community, the ruling emir has noted that in Qatar they find security and a dignified livelihood. And the current population of Qatar is 2.9 million, and the religion in Qatar, Islam is the official religion, and Qataris are largely Sunni Muslims. There is a small Shi'i minority. The ruling Al Thani adheres to the same Wahhabi interpretation of Islam as the rulers of Saudi Arabia, though not as strictly. Women, for example, have greater freedom in Qatar than in Saudi Arabia. The non-Qatari population has a more diverse religious makeup, with Muslims, Christians, and Hindus comprising the largest religious group. And the official languages is Arabic. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the education. The education is free but not compulsory for all citizens between the age of 6 and 16. Classes are segregated by sets. Qatar spends generously on education, having one of the highest per-pupil expenditures in the world. Its system has expanded rapidly. Two teacher training faculties, one for men and one for women, were established in 1973, and together they were given university status as the University of Qatar in 1977. The university has continued to expand, and a new campus was complete in Doha in 1985. And I'm going to proceed about the tips on negotiation with Qatar. So, the negotiation process. Firstly, you have to make your appointments a few days before you arrive, as meetings can be postponed or cancelled last minute. And next, you have to dress modestly and stay covered, both men and women. And you have to be punctual but also be forgiving of your Qatari associates' lateness. Professional titles such as Haji or Sheikh should be used if known, but refrain from using first names unless invited to. Arabic culture makes business with pleasure, so be prepared to discuss business in a social context. The Arabs love to talk, and meetings can be long, so be patient and respectful throughout the meetings. And they also expect you to be vocal and involved, as being quiet could portray that something is wrong. And plan your meetings taking prayer timings into consideration. Bargaining behaviors, um, working practices in Qatar. Qataris have relaxed approach to time, so making appointments in advance can sometimes prove fruitless. Tardiness is not taken as seriously in Qatar as in Europe or the US, so do not take it as a sign of disrespect. If your Qatari colleagues arrive late for a meeting, however, you should be punctual. Arabic is the primary language used for business, though English is commonly used. Having a basic knowledge of the courtesies will help break the ice, make negotiations run more smoothly. Qataris work from Sunday to Tuesday, with Friday and Saturday taken as the weekend. Operational hours for companies in Qatar are usually from 8 to 8:30 to 17:30 or 18. Hours will be reduced in many businesses during Ramadan. Structure and hierarchy in Qatari companies. Organizations in Qatar tend to operate with a hierarchical top-down structure. Authority tends to stay primarily with those at senior levels, with little consultation with those at more junior levels. Status is very important in Qatar as in much of the Middle East. Titles should be used whenever possible. It shows that you respect them. Always check with someone beforehand so you are sure to use the correct title. So it will avoid you from uh, being disrespectful towards them. And what about decision making in Qatar? So, managers reach decisions after many decisions with everyone involved. Um, that it means the managers do not only put the conclusion without others agreement. So they will take many discussions before they reach the conclusion. And once a decision is reached, it is handed down to subordinates to implement. Employees are generally treated with respect. So there's no like um, the employees or the managers. They both respect each other. In turn, employees treat their manager with the respect and deference attributable to their position. Meeting deadlines is often secondary to maintaining personal relationship. Managers do not publicly chastise employees because it would cause the subordinate to lose dignity, and respect to intercultural sensitivity will be needed. And this is how they make the decision making to make their business run smoothly. And that's all from me. Thank you for watching.